Is my screen visible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Just check with the audio as well.
Are you looking for the best payment gateway
Audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Okay, fine.
Are you looking for the best payment gateway provider? As a merchant, you certainly recognize the importance of a safe, secure, and robust payment processing system, but you may not know how payment processing really works. We've broken down this complicated process into 7 simple steps to help you become a payment expert in no time. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at how it all works. Step 1 is the purchase phase. Once the shopper is ready to purchase, they click the Buy button on your site's checkout page and enter their payment information. During the purchase phase, it's vital to provide a localized experience in order to prevent checkout abandonment. In order to keep it local, BlueSnap's hosted checkout pages detect each shopper's unique IP address and serve up the appropriate language and currency type. This personalized experience increases shopper confidence and ultimately conversion rates. The credit card information is then encrypted and captured by the payment gateway. Security is important throughout the payment process, starting at the initial purchase phase. Step 2 is the routing and processing phase. The payments authorization request is routed from the payment gateway to an acquiring bank. The acquiring bank is a bank or financial institution that processes credit or debit card payments on your behalf and is licensed to settle funds to you, the merchant. The acquiring bank then sends the transaction details along to the issuing bank, in other words, the shopper's bank, for approval. Step 3 is the approval phase. The shopper's issuing bank is then faced with a question: to approve or not to approve? This decision is made based on a number of factors such as funds, availability, currency mismatch, transaction value, and more. Unlike many payment processing providers, BlueSnap uses what is called intelligent payment routing to connect with multiple acquiring banks as opposed to just one. This allows BlueSnap to route the transaction to the issuing shopper's bank down a path that is most likely to approve the transaction based on elements such as merchant location, shopper location, and currency. Intelligent routing can increase your sales by as much as 17%. Here's an example of how that might work. Say, for example, a foreign exchange student has arrived in the US with a France-issued credit card and is trying to make an e-commerce purchase. With a typical payment gateway, this authorization request would be routed through a US acquiring bank and have a higher likelihood of getting declined or flagged for fraud. With BlueSnap, however, the transaction would be routed to a European acquiring bank, where the card has the greatest chance of being accepted. In other words, if a transaction is in fact declined at the first acquiring bank, BlueSnap is able to route that transaction to a second acquiring bank, further increasing the chances that the transaction is accepted. This process, known as failover, can increase conversions an additional 3%. Once the approval decision is made, the results are sent back to the acquiring bank, who hands off the results to BlueSnap or your chosen payment gateway provider. And to think, all this happens within seconds. Step 4 is shopper results and confirmation. At this point, the shopper will get confirmation as to whether or not the transaction was successful on the checkout page. Simultaneously, you are notified via an instant payment notification, IPN, so you can begin fulfilling the shopper order. Step 5, fulfillment. If the transaction is approved, you will deliver the goods or services to the shopper. Success! The transaction is almost complete. Step 6, settlement and payout. During the settlement and payout phase, the issuing bank will send the funds to the acquiring bank. The acquiring bank will provide a deposit based on the sales from a set of days, weeks, or month, depending on your payout frequency, sometimes via a payment processor such as BlueSnap. At BlueSnap, we offer merchants the option to receive consolidated payouts. This means that you can receive a single deposit from BlueSnap. That includes all transactions across all banks, regardless of payment type, saving you time and money. Step 7, the final stage, is reporting and reconciliation. Reconciling transactions with each individual bank you've worked with can be a time-consuming hassle. But with BlueSnap, reporting and reconciliation are a breeze. Unlike other providers who send multiple reports, BlueSnap offers consolidated reporting. Instead of having to reconcile each report with each bank you are affiliated with, as most merchants must do, BlueSnap prepares one consolidated reconciliation report that includes every transaction from every bank, payment type, and currency. And that's the lowdown on payment processing in 7 simple steps. Have further questions? Want to set up a demo? Contact BlueSnap today.
So was the video informative? Yes, no?
Yes,
I hope
ma'am.
you yes. So I hope now you would have understood that there are a lot of technology in the back end, which works collaboratively, but we will see the results, the end results on our device, within a fraction of a second, by just few clicks. But a lot of processing happens at the back end, right? So it was the video demonstration was only to highlight how much processing or computation is required in the back end. Now we'll just start. So I think all of you have drawn this particular diagram yesterday. Yes, no? Anyway, fine. Okay, we'll just start. Yeah, electronic payment process. We were discussing this. So here is one graphical illustration which represents the e-payment. Okay, where they've taken one particular example, and the third party which we saw in the video just now, it was BlueSnap. So similarly, there are many such third party payment gateways who facilitate between two end parties or two end entities. It could be purchaser, supplier, merchant, it could be anything, right? So you have the customer as one of the end entity and the merchant as the second end entity. So definitely they need the browser, which will be connected to the internet or which has the internet connectivity. So client browser, and definitely since they are communicating to some remote host server, a server communication is required. And I think you people are much aware, how the setup or the request is being set up. And see, the operations which are performed is verify the merchant, receive order information, receive payment information, and confirm order. So all these things were even demonstrated in the video which you just saw now. So similarly, even at the merchant's web server, you have to verify the customer because authentication and authorization is very important. Review the payment information and authorize or deny payment. So if the transaction seems to be suspicious or not the normal activity which the customer does generally, so you can even deny the payment as well. So online third-party computers with links to multiple payment systems. So multiple payment system option should be given. So it could be credit cards or bank accounts, online buying, e-bill payment, or e-cash. And along with these multiple options, also sometimes the discounts or vouchers will also come into picture, because before making the payment, a few portals, they ask the user whether you have this particular vendor or client's voucher, and if it is so, then kindly enter the code or the number, whatever, what means they are using to keep track of offering discounts and perks to the customer. So when it comes to credit cards, it could be Visa or MasterCard, and bank accounts, definitely the debit cards and online banking. Online buying, it could be PayFlow Pro, that is one-click charge. So these are some of the service providers for online buying. And e-bill payment is check-free, PayTrust. Then e-cash is Billpoint or PayPal. Okay, these are only few which has been enumerated or listed out here. There are many such service providers now. So moving further. Securing electronic payments. So yes, so encrypt data Okay, network sniffers easily recognize credit card formats, and so now people, because people have invented the technology, people have made their life much more easier with the help or with the aid of the latest emerging technologies. So the same thing can be used by human beings, for the adverse effect. So when I say adverse effect, it could be stealing some sensitive information, or trying to access the data which is not supposed to, which is not meant for them, or which is not intended for them. So they're called as network sniffers or middleman attack. There's so many such ways or mechanism to do it, in fact. So again, there is we know hacking, right? And again, there are various categories even in hacking also. So ethical hackers are there, then white collar hackers, or gray hat hackers, and black hat hackers also. So again, depends upon in which context, or to achieve what as an objective, the hackers are trying to extract information. So encrypt the data between customer and merchant. Everything is done based on encryption. So encryption should be there between the customer and merchant, and similarly the customer and financial institution as well. And take sensitive information offline, right? So these network sniffers, they try to collect the sensitive information. You have one diagram here which depicts the e-commerce application trends. So you can see here business to consumer e-commerce application and business to business e-commerce application. So when we look from the perspective of business to consumer, just give me 1 minute, I'll just check whether anybody is waiting in the lobby. One student. Yeah. So it could be the short-term strategies. Again, each of these e-commerce business applications are bifurcated or categorized under various categories or various sectors. You can see here short-term strategies, long-term strategies, operations automation, and short-term projects. So which entities fall under this category? So when we take up web storefront and e-catalog, it is a short-term strategy as well as it is a short-term project, right? It is a web storefront or e-catalog, for catalog management or catalog software. ERP can be used. When it comes to interactive marketing, it there is an intersection, in fact, here interactive marketing, because it lies even with respect to short-term strategy as well as the short-term projects as well. And we can also see the amount of business value which will subsequently increase or enhance right from low to high. So interactive marketing is on the higher side when compared to web storefront or e-catalog. Moving further with respect to business to consumer, you have the integrated web store. So there is a lot of difference between individual or standalone web store front to integrated web store. So there's a lot of difference between standalone web store front to integrated web store. Okay, because integrated web store again, you have collaboration amongst various web stores, right? So that proves to be more advantageous or beneficial for the customer who's trying to explore the various products or services available at one particular website. Next, similarly, when you see the self-service web sales, even this is right in the mid of short-term project as well as short-term strategy. And moving further, you have this B2C portal, that is business to consumer portal, which is, it is a long-term strategy, because what happens is some strategies need to be defined, developed, and implemented so that the loyal customers are retained. So just 1 minute. So this is the business to consumer portal, which is operations automation and as well as long-term strategy. So it can be automated as well as it can be made operational or functional. And similarly, this leads to what? E-business empowerment. So this is with respect to B2C. Similarly, when we see the business to business concept, So you have the customer self-service here, business to business. Then procurement automation, because even the procurement process or the various phases which is involved in the procurement process can be automated. And definitely here extranets and exchanges, because it is a business which is carried out amongst the suppliers or amongst the partners who are spread it out widely in the global marketplace. So exchanges are required, and definitely the extranet is required, because communication happens between the organizations, right? Not within the organization. So extranet comes into picture, and definitely B2B portal is necessary. And you have, again, what do you achieve? It is the e-business empowerment. So ultimately, the main aim is to enhance the business value as well as time to implement. This is always, I would rather say, less time taken to implement something new would be, on the positive aspect, rather than consuming more amount of time to implement the requirements. Because if more amount of time is taken to implement a set of requirements which were laid out or which were written down 15 days before, maybe the requirements would have been changed, because now you know how competent the marketplace is, global marketplace, and every day there are so many upgradations happening. There are so many scaling up happening with respect to any sector, in fact. So, and you can see here how CRM and SCM also take the center stage here with respect to business to consumer and business to business process. Next, e-commerce success factors. So some of the success factors in e-commerce, includes, but again they are not limited to, selection and value, performance and service, look and feel, advertising and incentives, personal attention, that is one-to-one marketing, community relationship, and security and reliability. So it so happens that over the network, over the network, it could happen that two or three customers who would have procured the same kind of product, might involve into a transaction, as not transaction, sorry, might get involved in a conversation, just to share their reviews, share their feedback, or share their experiences, because all have purchased the same product, or the web portal or the business portal, they themselves can categorize and bifurcate the customers who would have taken some high range value products, okay, so that they can interact and they can really come up with what issues they are facing, or whether they are really happy with the way the product is serving them, and so many things, right? So the portal or the business also helps in order to build a very good relationship between the customers as well. And it becomes necessary now, because not everyone would like to interact physically now, because everything is happening in the virtual mode, over the network, over the social media pages. Everybody would like to be connected in that way only. So sometimes even people think that maybe expressing some things to known people is more riskier than expressing something to unknown people and some trusted third party platform which is available in the network, over the you can take it for Twitter or any other such things, because people don't hesitate or they don't mind communicating whatever they feel like. So definitely everybody is having the right to express, right? So they are making use of the platforms which are available over the internet to express their views. Differences in marketing. So now when it comes to marketing, when it comes to promoting your products, a lot of strategy, lot of innovation is required, lot of planning is required, lot of scheduling is required. And if they always need to have a backup plan as well, because if plan A doesn't work, or if it is not allowing their products to be sold in a much larger scale, and definitely the team, the marketing team who is taking care of everything, they need to immediately switch over to plan B as well. So marketing is very important, because until and unless the customers over the globe will not get to know what is the product which is being released by some XYZ company, then the awareness amongst the consumers or the end users will be very minimal. Yeah. Let me see if anybody is waiting in the lobby. Okay. So you have three different phases here. You can see here the entire business process is depicted here. Similarly, the now here you can make the comparison or you can contrast between the traditional or the conventional market communication and how it has been taken to the next leap, to the next big step, or how it has been elevated from the conventional way to the web market communication. So we will see the difference. So with respect to awareness, initially or the conventional way was only television ad or general interest or magazine, right? So maybe 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, people were getting to know awareness about something or everything. It was only through television ads or the advertisement pamphlets which was distributed by the newspapers or some magazines, local magazines or national level magazines. It was only through that people would get some awareness about, yes, something is happening or something has been released very newly into the market, right? But this was a conventional market communication. When it is compared to the web market communication, you can see here the buttons with the banners and sponsorship. So we try to explore one particular website, but automatically a push ad is being or ad is being pushed to our browser, so that on a click of a button we will be taken to some other website where we will get to know what is happening in that particular website and what are the new products which is being launched, or what are the new services which are rendered by that particular website, and so many things. And it could be done through buttons or banners and even the sponsorships. Next, consideration. Consideration, again, the conventional way was only television ads and general interest magazines, so this remains same. And here consideration is banners. Sometimes we are taken away, or we have been we get more attracted with the way something is being publicized, or something which is being promoted over the web, right? The way they convey, they try to attract customers. Maybe the colors what they would have used, or the animated the characters or the animated objects on the banner to promote their products, that might look very interesting even for the customer. So it depends, right? So then whether the customer would consider the advertisement or not. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So in preference also, earlier people would give more preference to the magazines and the collaterals, but now here the current scenario, people give more preference to the smaller microsites or the brochureware and even the website. Look and feel of the website, how the gadgets are used or widgets are used in the website or design, so that the customer is made to retain in that particular web page for a longer time, and how the content is being displayed. So it all matters. Next is purchase. Purchase is again, when you look from the conventional way, it is point of sale promotions or direct marketing. And here in case of web market communication, it is the daily specials, sweepstakes, and first time order incentive. So definitely if somebody is ordering for the first time using either the web application or the mobile application, there will be some discount or offer to the newly registered user. So that incentive is introduced with respect to web market communication, which was not present in the conventional way of market communication. And next is loyalty. So loyalty again, here in the conventional market communication would completely be dependent upon the product experience and the buyer's club. Whereas here in case of web market communication, it is with respect to email alerts and newsletters. Yeah, so web store requirements. Yes. So these are some of the requirements, which has been listed out to keep the things what the customer might expect, from a web store, right? And now since you people are studying the course with respect to developing a web pages, you can easily connect to the requirements through the requirements whatever is being listed out here. So to develop a web store, you have to build the website, that is important. So website design tools are available. So can anyone name which are the latest website design tools? Yes, any one of you? I want you to unmute and speak. Website design tools. How many different tools are you available? Sorry, are you familiar with? Hmm? Not even one?
Visual Studio Code, ma'am.
Visual Studio. Okay. Anything else? There are many tools, right? Web designing tools. Yes, others. Only one particular tool you know? Have you heard of Drupal? Even that is also one web designing tool, in fact. Okay, Drupal and Marvel application. Okay, so there are many, in fact, web designing tools. So you can explore. You can explore more about Drupal and even the CMS also, CMS and what is it? I just named one Marvel app also. Very nice designs are available with respect to Marvel app. Okay, and design templates, in fact. So site design templates and custom design services. So based on the available standardized template, we can further refine or customize the design templates as well. And definitely the website, once it is ready, it should be hosted. So website hosting also needs a lot of what to say, functionalities, because we need to host it on a server. So which is the hosting service you all are familiar with? Hosting, how can I host a website? Using what? Can anyone tell me? Hmm? Somebody's typed something. Figma. Okay, good. Yes, hosting domains. How can you host your website if you've created your own website? How can you host it? Yes, students, definitely, ma'am would have told it. Your technology, madam. What does this GoDaddy do? Hmm? Why is that GoDaddy for? Have you heard of GoDaddy? Yes or no? Quickly browse and tell me what is GoDaddy used for. Quick. All of you have phone, right? Phone or laptop with internet connection. Just explore and let me know. Yes. You have to be very fast because you people are more smart enough to use the gadgets than the faculty members. Why is GoDaddy used for? Hmm? Answer, students. Nobody? I will call out the names now. Did you explore or not? First of all, did you explore? Kritik, Kritik R, Mansa, Mansa R. Can you hear me?
Ma'am, official website for domains.
Domain hosting, correct? You people are not familiar with GoDaddy? Hmm? Which are the other hosting domains, like, or which are the service providers who enable us or who help us to host our website? Anything apart from GoDaddy? Hmm? Anything apart from that? Find out, okay? This is a small exercise tomorrow. In tomorrow's class, you have to let me know which are the other hosting service providers. Okay, students? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. See, you people are IT students, CS or technical students. You people need to have sound knowledge on all these things. You people should be more smart to get to know how can you design a new website, which are the service providers who offer various kind of design templates. Then how can I host the website for free and also with paid option. How can I integrate the database over the internet itself? Apart from the Firebase, what is the other option? See, there are so many things what you as a student you need to know. See, all these things to some extent we faculty members can provide input. Okay, but there should be that anxiety and curiosity from your end to know all these things. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to sustain in the recruitment process, because the more you speak about the tools and the service providers available over the internet, what all we can do it over the internet, using in order to explore the technology, it is more advantage for you people. Understanding, students? Okay, now I will share my screen. 1 minute. Yeah, is my screen visible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 1 minute. So I'll just go to Teams. So I'm assigning one small quiz to you people. Okay, check in your assignments. Yeah, you're able to click that e-commerce fundamentals. Yes or no? Yeah, Srikanth Reddy is already viewed. Sagar, Purnima V, she has viewed the assignment. How about others? Quickly view the quiz and complete the quiz. All of you. Go to Teams, assignments, and take up the quiz. So Priyanka A and viewed. Priyanka B not turned in still. Srinidhi not turned in. Maunika M not turned in. Smita M not turned in. Dhanlakshmi not turned in. Apurva P not turned in. Mansa R not turned in still. Kushal, okay, is not there. Varun also not turned in. Vaiduri also. Quickly view the assignment, the quiz, and complete it. Only 2 questions are there. Quickly view and turn in the quiz. People are able to see the questions. Yes or no? Give me some feedback, students. Otherwise, how will I get to know what is the issue you people are facing? Can you view the questions which is being given in the quiz? How many questions
Yes,
are there? How many questions?
two
Only
questions.
2 questions, yeah. So quickly complete and turn in. So B2B is business to business, B2C is business to consumer, and I think I would have given C2C or something. Yeah. So 3 options. So read the statements properly and answer the quiz. Priyanka B, she's not there. Srinidhi. Maunika is not there in the class today. Maunika ME, no, she's absent. Are you getting the option of turn in? Complete this, okay? Quick. So complete this quiz. Only 2 questions. Anybody turned in?
Yes, ma'am, I
Yes,
did.
ma'am.
Who is that? Tell me your name.
Akshay Raj, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Priyanka Ian turned in. Chandrapriya turned in. Lakshmi Shravani turned in. Vaishnavi turned in. Dhruvashri also. Netravati, Neha Pandey, Mansa R, Pradeep Kumar, Akshay Raj, Ajay Kumar Reddy, Sagar Purnima V, OBT Stesha Shaili, and yeah, that's it. Others quickly turn in, and that's it for today. Okay. Those who have not turned in, quickly complete the quiz before you go for the next class. Okay, next subject class. That's it. Thank you from my side. You can all leave.